Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the Comedy Cures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. It's amazing that every single cancer center talking about cancer. So if you look at Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson, Columbia, UCSF, on and on and on, everybody has a section about talking about cancer. But last night, I was doing a program for women with cancer, and one of the women raised her hand and she said, I don't know how you talk so much about cancer. You're just so open about it. I don't want to talk about it. I want to forget that I ever had it. The last thing I want is for anybody to know about it. I just don't want to talk about cancer. And I had to think for a minute because I talk about cancer all the time. I made a commitment to talk about cancer for 365 days in a row on this podcast. And then I do live events and I do media interviews and I do Zoom events. So I am always talking about cancer. So I had to pause for a minute because she was really serious. She was done with cancer. That was it. No more. Not even in her mind. She won't even think about it. It's interesting because, there are the 5 or 7 stages of processing, and the first one is denial. I don't think she was in denial. I think she really thought about it and it was conscious, and that's how she wanted to go through her treatment. And I just said to her, everybody has their own journey with cancer. And if that's the way you want to go forward, then bless you. That's an amazing way to do it. I don't think that would have worked for me. I would have felt very isolated and alone. For me, without putting people into the mix, this all would have been so lonely. I need people. I love people. They're my oxygen. And I'm not saying that she doesn't love people too. She just didn't want them up in her business about cancer. So I really respected it because here I was talking about all the ways that you could have fun and play and have joy and bring air and light into this situation. And she just was like, nope, just want to totally forget it. So I thought of a way to describe this attitude of just wanting to go in, get your cancer treatment done, get it over with, and never think about it again. I call it a drive-by. Like just drive by, get it done, kind of like a fast food pickup. Get out, and it's over. You eat it quickly, you're done. And so now whenever I think of this brilliant woman, I just think of it as, yep, that's drive-by cancer treatment. And I tried to find some research on people who just never want to talk about it. They don't want to share it with anybody. They just want to be on this episode of their life and get it over with. It was so hard to find. And that's how I stumbled across all those articles on how to tell people you have cancer, when to tell people you have cancer, what to do at work with it, what to do at home with it, what to do in your religious circle about it. I mean, on and on and on. But I couldn't find anything about how to just go through this alone and never talk about it again. So I think this is a really important aspect that somebody has to write about. Somebody has to research and talk about it. I was fascinated. I love when people raise their hand in a program that I'm doing and just present an idea that I never thought of, that I never heard of, and just really are convicted about it and want to share it with me. So if you want to do that too, go to the Comedy Cures website, comedycures.org, and hit the record button and talk to me and tell me how you're processing this, or hit the write us button and write to me. I love to learn. I really have thought a lot about what this woman said last night, and I hope that it gives you a different perspective. And maybe you know someone who's already doing this, but I very rarely meet someone who wants to approach their cancer in that way. Most people come to me because they want to make it a celebration, or they want to figure out how to diffuse their stress by bringing in more support. So I thank this woman. I hope you're listening to the podcast. You really taught me a lot last night. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this podcast, then I'd love to ask for you to go to comedycures.org and check out our membership circle levels. You will find even more resources and more programming, like our live virtual Q&A sessions with me, our live Comedy Cures events with our very talented comedians, live health builder workshops with Jackie Bryan, hosted by me, a robust monthly newsletter, plus much more. It's really an exciting community. So please consider becoming a member, giving it as a gift, telling your friends, telling your hospital support group all about this community. I can't think of a more empowering way to go through a cancer journey, or your survivorship, or your caregiving experience than with us at Beating Cancer Daily. It's truly an honor to serve you. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the Membership Circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening.